Welcome back to Sheffield then for this final between the Bristol Huskies and the Swindon Topcats. These were the top two sides in Division 1 South this season, and the Huskies lineup then, look out for captain Katie Edginton. She opened the scoring yesterday, and her line mate, who's an absolute phenomenon, number 28 Mila Peroni. Also, Jess Jones, number 76. She tends to play on the second line, but offers some great secondary scoring. Number 96, Gemma Davis, the only goalie to post a shutout in these playoffs so far. And for the Swindon Topcats, well, the standout stars are the obvious ones. Number 41, Lily Endicott, who plays for the Queen Bees, as does line mate number 12, Ellie Wallace. Marley Easton in goal is one of the top goalies in the country, while defenders Ellie Shaw, Amelia Williams, Leah Wallace and Miley Drazy are ones to watch, while on the second line Emma Comer and captain Joy Scott Russell again offer some secondary scoring. We are just about ready for puck drop then, and it appears as though the Topcats line is going to stay the same from yesterday. We are underway, so Lily Endicott centering Ellie Wallace and Natalia Roldan-Merck. And Bristol going with the Becky Osman line to start. She's between Katie Edginton and Mila Peroni, the top two defenders. Number 55, Becky Inca, and number 42, Matilda Ravel. Starting on D for the Topcats, number 11, Leah Wallace, Ellie's younger sister, and number 21, Ellie Shaw. Face off over on the far side then, Lily Endicott with the draw. Very fast start then. Quick turnaround from that second under-16 semi-final. No ice cut, but we're hoping we'll get one between the first and second periods. That one sent through the crease. Inca sending it in, and that's cut out. It'll be interesting to see how this one matches up. As I say, the regular season record is 3 wins to 1 in Bristol's favour, but Swindon have a lot more experience of winning at the playoffs, as that shot just goes wide there. And the Topcats generating scoring opportunities early on. Controlled by Joy Scott Russell, who scored yesterday in their semi-final win against Kingston. Bristol controlling with Katie Edginton, who coached the Bristol Puppies side in the prior game. Had a very quick turnaround to get dressed. That one's gone in. Marley caught cold, and it's Jess Jones, the former Swindon Topcat forward, who gives her side the lead. And Swindon, who went close at the other end, find themselves down with not quite 90 seconds on the clock. Look at the replay of it here. Huskies banking it off the boards. Amelia Williams forced into a bit of trouble there by Jess Jones. And then still Jess closing down. The pressure, oh no, it's gone in. Was it off Miley Drazy perhaps? Don't think Jones was anywhere near her. So a bit of a mistake then at the back. Here we go again, both top lines back out there. They've not really left the ice much, but that goal saw a bit of a stoppage, so allows them to re-energise their legs and go again. Driving to the heart of the goal was Lily Endicott. Or was it? No, sorry, Ellie Shaw, who was up from the back. Endicott's over on the far side right now, and Ellie Wallace dropping back to partner her sister on defence for a few seconds there. Paige Green with a nice pass out wide to Becky Inca. Puck into the corner. Inca, who's been getting up high up from the ice early on in this game. Shot from distance, floated in, and it was a good effort there by the number 51 of the Huskies, Mackenzie Kelly. Jess Jones back out there. From that far side, worked back, picked off by Amelia Williams, who's looking to try and carry the puck out. It's such a high speed and intensity game already. These two sides, they know each other so well. There used to be one club. They used to be just based in Swindon, but Bristol essentially broke away and formed their own club, and a lot of the players who were in Swindon went with them along the M4, and they are run as two separate clubs now, but they're so intrinsically linked, of course, their history interwoven, and most players have either played for Swindon or both sides at some point in their career. Marley actually has played in the Elite League for Bristol a couple of years ago. In fact, the Topcats goalie. And she shared duties with her opposite number at the other end of the ice, Gemma Davis. Worked out by Marley Drays, but kept inside, and now they'll charge it down. That is good work there by Emma Comer. Joyce Scott Russell will chase this one in. Comer going towards the net as her captain will carry on closing in on Becky York, who's being forced into some strong defending there, having to shrug her off. And then Pereira Mori will control behind the back of the net. Out wide, nice little layoff, and the Huskies will advance up the ice, and Jones will use a reverse sweep to dump in before heading back to the bench. Amelia Williams, who's great to watch when she gets in full flight like that. She'll be playing in the final straight after this with the Queen Bees, as will plenty of her teammates on this Topcats roster. Williams fires, big rebound. Lily Endicott trying to put that one home, but a pushing and shoving there as the Huskies D will protect their goalie. We've got a couple of puppies on one side of the ring and a couple of cats on the other, and they're all dancing and enjoying stuff. Not sure who are in the suits, but it's all good fun regardless. Katie Reed's line is out there then for the Topcats. They have mixed things up a little bit because Ellie Wallace is on this line with her, and Natalia Rolden-Merck. So they have switched things around quite early on, which is a surprise. But Leah Wallace will control from the pass off Ellie Shaw. I say Swindon tend to only use two lines, but they serve them well. Having said that, Bristol only really used two lines yesterday. 5D. They did have a couple of spare forwards, one of which was Evie Corson, but she was involved playing for the Puppies just before, so not sure she'll have a great deal of ice time if she's tired from that grueling semi-final. There's a couple of Puppies clean each other out. Mila Peroni was one of them, trying to get back in numbers, but Leah Wallace led the charge, and her sister Ellie was called for offside. We'll see this again. Puppies taking each other out there. So face off just outside the Bristol blue line. And it's worked back to the red line then, and the centre red. Leah Wallace slipping it forward. And will control. Back to Ellie Shaw, who is so strong and composed on the puck as she had two Bristol players closing in on her. That one will be released from a deep position, and the Huskies now looking to advance. That's typical, isn't it? I was calling the Puppies the Huskies all the way through that game. Now I'm calling the Huskies the Puppies. Who'd be a commentator? As that one is cleared out the face-off circle, but still inside the zone. Swindon can't really get any distance on the clearance now. Joyce Scott Russell will, and it's tipped out by Emma Como, who will chase down, but will be gathered first by Emily Benson, who did play in that game just before. I believe, no, she didn't. It was her sister called Sophie who was playing. As Mila Peroni will gather, that's carried in. That cleared out the zone though by Bristol straight away. Ellie Wallace doing a good job over on that left wing side. Such a great player is Ellie Wallace. His second season back since having a year playing for Torpe S. Turku in Finland. Had a great season out there. Wonderful experience for her as well. Roldan Merck with the centering pass, who originates from Canada. Shot from distance, that forces Gemma Davis into a save. And she will hold on, and she is having a brilliant season. And it will take a really monumental effort to beat her, I think, today. She is in such good form. Caledonia found that out to their cost yesterday when they actually outshot the Huskies 32-16, but couldn't solve her. Ellie Wallace will, though, as she's just scored. It took a deflection, and that's looped in. And the Topcats are back level, and that is the first goal Bristol have conceded in these playoffs. And if anyone was going to find the way past the great Gemma Davis, it was probably going to be Ellie Wallace, doing what she does best, scoring goals. Lily Endicott from the draw, and then it's worked back. Lovely little sweep to get round the four-checking player. Cuts across the high slot, and she does that so often. So much power. Gemma made the stop, but the puck had legs, and it crawled over the line. And we have a tie game. Roldan Merck didn't quite gather it in first time. Becky Inker will drop back in control.
Goal number 1 for the Swindon Topcats. Scored by number 12.
That one's tipped in, just wide.
Assisted 25.
Rode that first challenge. Amelia Williams calling for it. She will receive and fires. Comes off the back of Ellie Wallace's skates.
From 25 at 6:19.
Shot comes in. That will be gathered in by Gemma Davis. She holds on strong once again. That's should be happy to make the save again. Just try and regain her composure after that last shot crept in. Not much she could really do about it. It was a powerfully driven effort. And as Elite League goalies up and down the country can sympathise with her on that. They know just how difficult they are to save against Ellie Wallace, GB International. Over that far side, Bristol looking to carry out. Controlled by the Huskies. That's poked away from the high slot area by Ellie Shaw. Comes back out into the Huskies defensive zone, so that will allow Emily Benson to drop back. She scored what was a fantastic winning goal in the Bristol Friendship Tournament last June. Anyone hasn't seen it, do please check out the Bristol Huskies page for that one. Oh, that's took off another redirect, and Bristol have regained the lead. I didn't see too much of it. It was it looked like it took a deflection off someone. Carried in on this near side by Ellen Pereira-Mori. Mila Peroni shoots, and it does. It comes off a defender for a second time. It's off Ellie Shaw. So 2 goals for Bristol, both coming off a Bristol player. Off a Swindon player. Of course, there are no own goals in hockey, so it will be credited with the last Bristol player who took the shot, and it will be Mila Peroni's goal. Mila, who is from Swindon, did come through the Swindon Top Kittens junior team and played for the club earlier on in her career. I know it has been given to Ellen Pereira-Mori. I thought Mila Peroni did get a touch on it. But either way, the final touch came off a Swindon player, which was Ellie Shaw. Shot comes in from Emma Coma, I think it was, with that effort. Or was it Marley Drazy from the back? It was Drazy. And looking for that instant response. So the Topcats with a offensive zone face-off. But it's been an interesting start so far. Works back. So Wallace, who fires, high glove save by Gemma Davis. She will hold on, and we'll get a retake on the face-off draw. Lily Endicott again with a draw, but Bristol looking to try and force the puck out the zone. Had a couple of goes at it, but still Swindon battling along those boards in front of the the Bristol bench. And it's Wallace who comes out with a bit of space to work with, but she's forced wide. Two Bristol players easing her over. Now finds Amelia Williams, who shoots, and then denied by Davis once again. Keeps the face-off in the Bristol zone for the time being. Both sides will use the opportunity for a full line change, though. 9 minutes played, and it's a 2-1 Huskies lead. Neil Wallace tips in to try and keep the puck moving, but Bristol will clear out. Now Joyce got Russell looking better to re-enter the zone. Katie Reid just behind her. Controlled by Kelly Shaw. So Joyce got Russell. That's it on its way. Katie Reid will chase this one down, working hard, cutting off the right wing boards, and fires a low drive, which Gemma Davis will cover up with the glove, and we'll get a face-off in the zone once again. So Katie Reid will stay out there, and her usual line mates are alongside her, Emma Comer and Joyce Scott Russell. Cleared by the Huskies. Mila Peroni looking for a breakout pass. And then Pereira-Mori also on this forward line, along with Jess Jones. Got a whistle on the play here. There's going to be a penalty for tripping. It's going to be on Emma Comer. So we will get a Bristol power play then. Face-off will take place in the Topcat zone. Back underway then. Puck's controlled over on that far side. It's worked back to Paige Green, who shoots from distance and just flashed wide of the goal. Green again controls, sends the puck over to Becky Inker, gets a return pass. Paige, who we will see later on in the elite final, playing for the Solihull Vixens, and had a great season playing at that level. Inker advances, shot, and Marley will save. So again, face-off in the zone. We've got a minute 23 left on this Huskies power play. And again, Marley not taking any risks with that, straight from the draw, shot on net. And she will cover that one up on the glove side. So we go again. Swindon will out with it. Amelia Williams will look to clear. And that is dumped in. That will force the Huskies to regain with Paige Green once again. So a stretch pass, good work by Lily Endicott, who made sure she kept her stick on the ice to prevent that stretch pass. We'll get a face-off just outside the Huskies blue line then. Continue to see the battle of the mascots. The Huskies to the right of your picture, Topcats just out of screen to your left. There they are now, but both really getting involved in the music during the stoppages in play, adding to the atmosphere. It's quite an even split of fans as well. A lot of Topcats jerseys over on the left-hand side as well. Becky York shoots. Marley will cover up. And we will get a face-off in the Beacons, in the Topcat zone even. 32 seconds left on this Bristol power play. I'm going to move it over to the near side face-off circle this time. Jess Jones with the draw. Becky York just about keeps it inside. Peroni drilling that one low across the face of goal, and that will be covered up by Marley once again. So we go again, and puck into the corner. Back to Becky York. Bounces off a leg of one of the Topcats players and over onto the far side. Pereira Murray working hard to work it back loose. Lovely pass to the high slot, but Topcats kill off that penalty then and are back to full strength. One chase down. Alden Merck with the releasing pass out the zone. Lily Endicott chasing down once more as well. Lily Wallace, lovely little delay there as she, little stutter step move it was to draw the defender out of position. Over on the far side, puck comes back down the boards to Amelia Williams. But getting outnumbered over there is 2 or 3 Huskies players. And then eventually she's forced out the zone. Marley Drazy will collect. Forward towards Lily Endicott, who carries in now. Drop pass to Williams. The Bristol player losing a stick there. I think it's Becky Osman, the player coach. Endicott. That one cleared by Osman. Poke clear. Williams will gather. .6:20 to go in this period. Then it's still a slender 1-goal lead for the Huskies. You get the impression it will be a close final. These sides know each other well. They've met 4 times this season. For the first time, it's normally been 2, but with the regional split in Division 1 for this season, it meant they will match up more often and will intensify what is a rivalry both geographically and obviously one at the top end of the table where they're competing for honours. Jones will gather. It was quite a close battle last year when it was still nationalised, a 3-way fight between Swindon, Bristol and Kingston, and in the end it was the Topcats who won the league and playoff double. Bristol looking to try and emulate that this season. Kingston having won the Northern Division, so you know, those same 3 sides are very much at the top end of that division. As Mila Peroni's shot is deflected up and high, she'll collect her own rebound and look to cycle back round. Peroni shoots, and that's gloved by Marley, who did well to save that through traffic. So we're going to face off in the Topcat zone. Back underway then. Shot comes in. Gemma Davis will hold on to that. She is put under pressure with 5:10 to go in the period. Still the mascot's dance. Well, this is certainly a new thing for this year. I don't seem to remember them being here last year, but a lot of the teams going in for this. It's led to some fans saying we maybe should have mascot themed races or something, or competitions for next season. That would be fun, particularly if it's nice weather outside on the bowl, on the grass outside, where a lot of the teams use as a warm-up area. That's something to consider for next season. So any teams listening, if you're here in 12 months' time, then get your mascots in. We'll have some sort of competition going. Adds to the fun of the event. Eddie Wallace fires, but blocked. There was plenty of Huskies shirts back there to block that one. And Topcats player being brought down. It was Lily Endicott. On another day, that might have been given as a tripping call, but not called. And We continue, shot through traffic once more, and Gemma Davis is strong to cover that one up. Track that puck all the way. Face off over on the far side. So the Endicott's line very quickly back out on the ice. I don't think she was off for very long on that shift. It's going to be so tough when both sides are just playing two-line hockey. They're going to be tired by the end of it. And for the girls who are then involved in the elite final a bit later on in the day, well, that's going to be even more tough for them. This is Ellie Wallace who gets him behind, but attempted wrap around. Gemma Davis did so well to get that left pad across there and block that one off. She knew what was coming, and she made sure that Swindon didn't get a second equaliser. Shot comes through from Drazy. That's blocked up high by Paige Breen, who has blocked so many shots in this tournament. Should be getting quite the collection of bruises, I think. Shot comes through from distance. That's a good effort. It was just meant really as a dump in on net as she went for a change, I think, but forced Marley Easton into a decent save in the end. Drazy rides that one challenge from Pereira Murray. Gets a shot off early. Blocker save is popped out by Gemma Davis. Again, watched all the way there and dealt with it well. Pereira Murray again working hard along the boards. Becky York it is who digs that one out. We're going to get a delayed offside, I think, but no, it's back with Swindon, so it's been negated. That one's dumped back in. Cavell will go into the corner inside the final 3 minutes of the period then. We're still not sure if we're getting an ice cut after this one or the one between the second and third. Peroni. Nice layoff to find Pereira Murray. Those two, again, part of that Top Kittens team which got to the 16s final 2 years ago. Peroni cutting across the low slot. There's a shot off. It looped just wide there. I thought for a second it might have been on target. And then collects a nice give and go as it was worked back by Jess Jones. York fires from the left wing board. Blocked well though by Ellie Shaw. Shaw is in the corner now, but back to the far side, and Peroni fanned on the initial pass, but had time to still pick out the intended target of Emily Benson. Put under pressure there by Joy Scott Russell. Put in a captain's performance so far. Covered nicely by Amelia Williams, who loves to charge forward. Nice poke check though by Osman. This is as good, I think, as I've seen Bristol at the playoffs before. Perhaps didn't give a true reflection of their performance last season. There were some injuries they were carrying going into it, and didn't help them on the day when they lost to Kingston. But from the first puck drop at this tournament, they've looked on it and look like they mean business. Forward to Wallace. Shrugs off a challenge there from Mackenzie Kelly. And then Endicott working back, but couldn't get the puck around Katie Edginson, who controls nicely, works it back to her defence. 30 seconds left in the period then. Edginton receives once more, controlling it over onto the far side. I think Bristol quite happy just to play out the last few seconds of this period. They don't want to give up any scoring opportunities to the Topcats, but at the same time I don't need to take any risks by entering the offensive zone. 10 seconds left now. As something comes in, Drazy will control and go up that left wing side, gets a shot off and it pops free, but rebound dealt with by Becky Inker. That will do it then for the first period. There's no sign of the Zamboni being fired up in for use or action, so believe it will just be a 5-minute break here, and indeed it is. So I'm going to take a short break and be back with you shortly.
Division 1 playoff final.
Welcome back to Sheffield for the second period of this Division 1 final between the Bristol Huskies and the Swindon Topcats. It was a fast start by the Huskies. They took the lead off a deflection off a Swindon player. Swindon then equalised from an Ellie Wallace shot, which deflected up and trickled over the line after Gemma Davis had made the initial save. And then Bristol soon after restoring their lead again off a similar goal like they scored with the first. And really seeing a massive deflection off a defender to go in. So we're back underway then. And puck battle goes into a corner with Becky Inker. Lily Endicott chasing that one down into the zone. And Ellie Wallace nets off. This is a problem we've had all weekend. I think it does affect Gemma Davis more. I think it's just her style, because some goalies do like to lean on the posts more. She doesn't have that problem at the other end, so you would, and I know that end that she's currently defending right now has always traditionally been more problematic at this venue for many teams. But it must be off-putting and frustrating for both teams, really. Lily Endicott with a draw, the puck deflecting off the official's feet as it works back to Ellie Shaw. She takes a shot, big rebound, but enough bodies there to scramble it away for the Huskies. And again, I think it was Becky Osman who was back there helping out her team. Cleared from behind the back of the net by Natalia Roldan-Merck. Just out of the reach of Ellie Shaw. Lily Endicott. A little shove on Becky Osman there. Those two were former teammates at Swindon for a while before Becky helped launch the Huskies. Paige Breen. I think Lily did spend a bit of time with the Huskies in from the last season of what was the old Prem, when she helped, along with Ellie Wallace, get Swindon promoted up to that level, whilst Bristol went up into the Elite League before joining the Queen Bees, as Ellie Shaw will enter on this left wing side, cutting in. Good defensive work though by Paige Breen. Oh, that's an awkward one. She was already off balance, her head was dipped low, and Ellie Shaw, she's not that sort of player who would have done that deliberately. I think she just was committed and come in with some momentum, and with Paige already off balance, she went head first into her boards, and that is not what you want to see. But hopefully she's okay. But I say I can't really apportion blame to Ellie. I don't think that was done deliberate for 1 minute. She really isn't that sort of player. But of course, when you're at that sort of speed and force, and Paige's head was dipped, as I say, she was already off balance and I think falling, so that didn't help matters. It was just unfortunate, really, that all those events combined to lead to that result. She's lying on the ice right now, being attended to by the officials. Of course, we have got the camera away offer for her privacy. Been spoken to. I think it is just precaution, really, more than anything at this stage, to check that she doesn't do any damage in case there is any, and it's just she's just being assessed. So it has gone quiet in here, as we often see in these situations, but just the one physio talking to her right now, and it looks like she's been helped up. She's up into a almost crawling position. I think it is just going to be done in gradual stage. Yeah, she's up on all fours now. She appears to be okay. She's been able to get up onto all fours now. couple of paramedics there as well watching, but again, just being spoken to by the medic. But a 2-1 lead then for the Huskies. Bit of chat going on at the minute between Katie Edgington and Ellie Wallace for their respective sides. Those two know each other well, of course. Former teammates as well. Would have pretty much grown up together through the Swindon junior system. Now playing for different teams, of course. And now Paige is back up on her feet, which is great to see. And I'm pleased to see she is going off mostly under her own steam. I don't think she even needs the support from Nikki Goodwin. She is just skating back to the bench herself. And that is a pleasing sight that she is okay. So a bit of a discussion going on. Amongst all that, then Ellie Shaw will have to serve that penalty. So it will be a power play to the Huskies. And discussion still going on. So I think Katie Edgington and Ellie Wallace there in their roles as captains, just talking with the officials as to what is being called and what will happen. As I say, not quite 2 minutes played then in this second period. And Bristol will start with an offensive zone face-off. Paige Breen has gone down the tunnel. I think she's just going to be assessed a little bit more now, just to make sure she's okay. It was initially to check she was fine to get up off the ice, which she did, and I would imagine she's going to go through concussion protocol now just to check that she's okay, which gets done away from the bench, of course. And hopefully she can return, because she's been an important member of this team all season. And of course she'll be needed by the Solihull Vixens later on in the game, later on in the day even. Game 3 of 5 today. Yeah, it's called as cross-checking then from Ellie. It was again maybe clumsy, you could say, but I think more than anything it was just she arrived with speed and caught Paige off balance, and unfortunately she hit her head. That was her primary point of contact into the boards, I think, which is always not nice to see. And Bristol now carrying out then from a deeper position. Matilda Ravel it was who clears, but so far not really able to get set up in the offensive zone. It's gone a little bit flat and quiet back in the arena now, as I said before, it often does after you see a potential injury like that. Leah Wallace, puck going a little bit astray, but Amelia Williams has time to adjust and gather. She's closed in by Mila Peroni, and Mila putting her under a lot of pressure there. She's worked hard for that. Last gasp, desperate defensive play by Amelia Williams, and I think we're going to get another penalty here as both players collide with the post. And she's just pointing to say that the face-off's coming out of the zone. So no, I don't think there was a penalty called in the end. Would have been a bit harsh, because it was just a coming together between two players both going for the puck. Official's not happy. We're on a retake. Both going a bit too early there, Becky Osman and Lily Endicott. That one cleared by Leah Wallace and then gathered by Emily Benson. Instantly putting pressure on Marley Drazy, who was strong there to shrug off that challenge. Two strong Welsh-born defenders. That one's dumped into the corner. Benson has time to gather, but we're going to call a holding. I thought they were going to call icing for a second now. I was going to say you can't do that because Swindon on the penalty kill, but it's going to be Emily Benson who's going to be called for holding. The eagle-eyed official spotting that one. I must admit I didn't notice anything, to be honest with you. But we'll get a face-off now in the Huskies zone, so that will negate the rest of that penalty, that power play. I think a minute 21 is left on it. Or is it 21? I can't quite see because of the speakers, unfortunately, up in the roof here, which blocks off half of the scoreboard from my position. And, well, it will eventually revert to being something of a power play for the Topcats. A bit of a delay, though, as Marley Easton is just having a few running repairs off camera right now. She's been helped out by Lily Endicott. She was just fixing, I think it was something to do with the blades on her skates, but anyway, she's getting back up, got the blocker in place. It was just, she needed to check something before she could continue. So we're going to face off then in the Huskies zone, which Lily Endicott's going to take against Becky Osmond. Those two have faced off plenty of times in this game and will continue to do so. The top line centre for their respective sides. That one cleared, rink wide over on that far side, collected by Amelia Williams.
Bristol Huskies number 53.
This confirmation of the holding call on Emily Benson. Amelia Williams collects down the loose puck from her initial effort. That one shot through traffic. It might even have come off one of her own teammates, Joyce Scott Russell, there, as she was trying to move the Huskies players out of the way, but good clearance by Becky Inker. Now Swindon back to full strength then, so it will revert to being a power play. It was just it was less than a minute then that was remaining at 4-on-4, but now it's a minute 20 or less now on the Swindon power play. Shot comes in. That one just flashing wide of the post by Lily Endicott, and again trying to get a team going, but Mila Peroni with a fast breakout here. Amelia Williams doing a good job of just trying to put her off, and Marley with a fantastic stop on her short side, on the glove side. Cleared out by Williams to release Endicott. Williams will go back to the bench. Endicott will get a shot off early, and that's well taken by Gemma Davis. Taken calmly and confidently by a player very much in playing with confidence right now. Got to be to execute something like that. Katie Reid out there now for the Topcats. Emma Comer and Natalia Roldan-Merker, line mates, Marty Drazy and Leah Wallace out there on defence. So opting just to go for the three forwards then on this power play unit. And control behind the back of the net. Drazy will try and move the, Reid even will try and move the puck out. Now it's Comer to cut back for Drazy, who, it wasn't Drazy, no, sorry, I didn't see who it was. It was Roldan-Merker, I think, with that effort, who tried to steer it home on the short side. And then again, stopped Roldan-Merker once more. Right on the edge of the crease, but Bristol able to survive that one and block the shots and just stifle that Swindon attack. And able to clear the danger, even if it is just in the corner, but it's away from their goal and their crease. And then Pereira Mori, some confident hands there to release Jess Jones, who's going to go it alone here inside four Swindon players. Bristol back to full strength, so they're able to kill that one off. And we'll get a replay of this effort once again then. Katie Reid, who works in the corner against Jess Jones. The puck coming loose and Jess Jones blowing a tyre, so it comes nicely for Emma Comer. Lovely little switch there to set up Roldan-Merker on the forehand coming in. Or was it on the match? Funny, I took it on the backhand actually, we're looking at it back. But well taken, good effort, forced a strong save out of Gemma Davis. As Becky Inker now on that far side carries in. Ellie Wallace battling away up behind the boards. Swindon though have got time to reset and go again. Nicely carried out by Ellie Shaw. But just strolling away from the end of a stick. And controlled by Amelia Williams, who shoots, just over the top of the goal. It wasn't off by much. Gemma Davis watching the flight of that puck just go over her bar. I think she felt it was safe just to leave it. But it wasn't high by much at all, really. Endicott, that one's cleared and covered in by Katie Edginton. Work back. Ellie Shaw will leave, and that will go to Amelia Williams. Williams rides the challenge from Becky Osmond, looking to dangle away past a couple of players and then enters the zone. This is a good move by Williams and forces an even better save out of Gemma Davis. Gathered that one into the logo. It was a fiercely driven effort, which was like a hot potato as it was juggling around in her glove, but she held on and did well. We'll get a face-off inside the Bristol zone though. Katie Reid's line back out there then. with Emma Comer and Joy Scott-Russell alongside her against the Jess Jones line. Helen Pereira-Mori will chase this one down. So interesting that they have made this change. They've switched Mila Peroni and Mackenzie Kelly on their lines for this one today, Bristol, compared to how they lined up yesterday. Obviously felt that their skill set complemented each other a bit better with the way round that they've gone. Probably on the back of the net. And cleared. Emma Comer, rink wide. That one's picked off though by Mila Peroni. Her brain though is just fantastic. She reads everything so well, and Jones trying to get that one under control, which will do now. Works it back to a point. Emily Benson's shot takes a deflection off Emma Comer. I think she just gets part of her stick on it, comes back through. Drazy will gather from the save off Marley. And will be carried forward. And Drazy carrying it out, but then runs into the player on the far side who will steal the puck off her. Shot comes in, Marley will hold on. It was Becky York, in fact, who was on that far side, who was pinching it from the back. But Marley making the save. She'll be frustrated. Those two goals that went in, nothing she could do about. They were deflections, redirections off her own defenders. They're the worst ones, the most frustrating ones for a goalie, because they're the ones you can't predict. That one's a bit of a heavy touch. That will see the puck come back out, but I am pleased to say that was Paige Breen, who is back on the ice and has been checked and cleared to continue. Williams on this near side, cutting in off the boards, will be forced wide, gets in behind, can drive towards net, but Gemma Davis covering off that near post so well. Now Bristol with a 2-on-1 rush here. Breen leading the charge and will pick out at Nico Gall. Maybe a hint of offside there, but not called. Swindon with Lily Endicott towards Ellie Wallace. Puck sitting loose there, but will be flicked clear by Becky Osman, who's having a very strong game indeed. And Nico Gall, the Hungarian-born forward, who was previously at the Slough Sirens in her second season now with the Huskies. Adds a bit of experience to what is a predominantly young side amongst their forwards. That one is dumped in by Paige Breen. Ellie Shaw using the boards to pick out a teammate, Natalia Roldan-Merck. She will chase that one down. It was a bit of a give and go. She controls as she gets in behind, but Bristol defending so well. As I say, this is, for me, the best performance I've seen Bristol at a playoffs for, well, at least 3 years, of course, when they last got promoted to the Elite League. And sent into a corner. So as it stands then, it will be Bristol who will head into that promotion game tomorrow against the Kingston Diamonds. Nice releasing pass from Benson to find Peroni, who just drags her shot wide, but maybe a lot of that was down to the presence of Leah Wallace, who was there to put her off. Past the midpoint of the game then, as both sides still continuing to create chances. Marley watching that one flash wide. She was screened a bit there, so just trying to stay alert. Emma Comer will try and work that one past Paige Breen. We're going to get a penalty here, maybe a bit of frustration, as she thought she was Emily Benson maybe who she collided with. It was, yeah, I think just frustration that they felt that she had obstructed her maybe, and that's why she gave her a bit of a shove. But Emily Benson's okay. She's got to maybe just knock the wind out of her initially, but she's okay. She will head back off the ice, but the medic's very quick to get on, which is important, of course. We are lucky to have such good volunteers here to help out on that medical side. Nikki Goodwin, who is a hockey player, spent last season with, and prior to that for many years, with the Telford Wrekin Raiders, and is a regular volunteer here. Also helps out the Solihull Barons in the men's league. Oh, it's going to be Benson who's got the call actually, so it was her that is being called for that, not Emma Comer, but Comer did react, I think, out of a bit of frustration. So it could have perhaps been called as well. But it will give the Topcats a power play. And, well, the Topcats were able to kill off the Bristol power play last time out. Let's see what Bristol can do on this occasion. That one is won and dumped in by Mila Peroni.
Bristol Huskies number 53.
Confirmation then on the Emily Benson penalty. Interference was the call. Yeah, it probably was the right decision in the end, as Endicott will advance. Ellie Wallace. Oh, lovely little control and drag back on the stick by Gemma Davis. I think she was trying to get that into her crease to cover it up, but in the end just needed to get it away, which she did. Wallace again, the centering pass, it comes back out. Breakout here. There's going to be another penalty. So that will even things up. I think that was Ellie Shaw who's going to go to the box now with 8:56 to go in the second period. So a minute 16 of 4-on-4 action for you then coming up. Ellie Shaw trying to explain what she'd attempted or what she had played, or at least how she saw it. Not happy through the stick in the box. Getting a few whistles from the Bristol fans behind her. Here we get a replay of Lily Endicott bursting through, Mila Peroni stealing it back. And then the shot from Wallace. Great control that by Davis. Just got a piece of it. And looks like we're going to get, might be a 2+10 then. And Amelia Williams also throwing a stick into the corner. So has there been a misconduct called? Is it a 2+10? We shall see. But that's both members of the Topcats' top defensive pairing. That's going to put a lot of responsibility onto Marley Drazy and Leah Wallace, who will be expected to play the majority on the kill. You can always opt to play Lily Endicott back there. She has played on defence for her country at GB under 18 level. So that is an option, certainly, but it will presumably, yeah, it is a 4-on-3, so it must be just a second straight 2 minutes then. Not quite sure what that was for, like I say, unless one of the calls was for misconduct. But a bit of a delay here. Officials, yeah, trying to say what they're going to go with. It's got to be a 4-on-3. They can't play 5-on-4 because there wasn't a coincidental. And obviously, once the Bristol penalty elapsed, she'll have to be released from the box. So you can't play 5-on-4. But I know officials prefer to have as many players left on the ice as possible. Again, trying to update the timekeeping bench, so there is a bit of a delay. Sorry for this, folks. So, yeah, it's going to be a frustrating moment in the game, this, for Swindon. And still, we wait for the updates. Ah, there we go. We've got a second 2 minutes put on the scoreboard. I think that was the issue. And presumably we are ready to continue through action. That was a lengthier stoppage than was required, really. But anyway, here we go. So it will be a 4-on-3 power play for the Bristol Huskies for the next minute 16. And straight away, Swindon able to blast that one clear and down the ice. Ellie Wallace is going to chase after that. Of course, there won't be icing because it is on the penalty kill for the Topcats. So there we get the announcements of the penalties then. Ellie Shaw, 2 minutes for tripping. And then Amelia Williams, yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct. So presumably Amelia not happy and maybe said something which has meant that she got a call against her. Marty Drazy bundling a Bristol player over and out the way there. Shot comes in, rippled the outside of a net, I think, on its way past. 30 seconds left then, and it will revert to a 5-on-3 power play for the Huskies. That one coming through, it'll be a good 40-45 seconds they'll have at that as well, which is frustrating because sometimes they have them staggered, and for Swindon's point of view, you get at least one of them back, but they'll be getting both players on the ice at the same time. So 13 seconds left then on this 4-on-3. That one's cleared by Swindon. Dumped in and gathered by Mackenzie Kelly. And now we have a 5-on-3 power play then, as Emily Benson returns. It looks like she's she's looking over to her bench, I think, to see if she was going to be asked to come back, but she's staying out there. They might have thought about putting on an additional attacker, a forward, but Emily's staying out there. Forward towards Mila Peroni. That's picked off by Marley Drazy, who dumps in. And indeed, Lily Endicott was one of the players, and she is playing in a deeper position on that defensive role, which I said she has played before. Now, Leah Wallace alongside her. 5 seconds left then, and Topcats will be back to full strength. And yeah, here we go. A pair of them racing to get back to help out their team. And in the end, that was killed off quite nicely by the Topcats. And Ellie Shaw, first thing she does, having come back onto the ice, is play the puck forward and clear the zone. Picked off by Peroni. Shaw sticking with her. Still with Peroni. She cuts across the high slot, but outnumbered there. Good strong defending by Leah Wallace. And then cleared up the ice by Katie Reid. Puck spinning on its side there as it crossed the centre red line. Jess Jones forward towards Natalia Rolden-Merck. Sorry, for Elin Pereira-Mori on the far side. Net comes off there. Marley made the save, and net's come loose. It's not flush against the goal line. You can see it's at an angle. Don't think anyone's realised it yet. Still with Bristol though, over on that far side. They've got a lot of momentum following that 5-on-3 power play. With double minor called on the Topcats, and still very much camped in this Topcat zone. Now Emma Comer looking to clear, and now the potential for a breakout, but Katie Reid got caught between the two Bristol players and they cleared. Bristol looking to clear once again. Endicott will collect off the board. She will enter the zone. Emma Comer will charge down, but Bristol able to clear. Miley Drazy will gather in the neutral zone. Finds Endicott. They'll have to wait and delay. Ooh, that was close. I think Emma Comer was offside, and indeed the officials agree with me, and it will get called. So 5:07 to go in the period then. A reminder, we will get an ice cut at the end of this one, before the third period. Lily Endicott line back out there against Becky Osmond's line. Miley Drazy. Drazy cuts across near to the high slot. Now she'll cut through the circle. Shots blocked by Becky Inker, who's had a really strong tournament. That one is cleared. Amelia Williams arrives the challenge. Still with Williams, cuts across the high slot. Still with Amelia Williams. Oh, sends it to Rolden-Merck, who whiffs on the chance, but it was a lovely setup there. Controlling the puck around the back of the net. I'll go again, Miley Drazy. The shot off, but it's blocked by Becky Inker. Amelia Williams sends it around the boards. Controlled by Matilda Ravel. Again, back off the boards on that far side. Ellie Wallace Carried out by Ravel, who got up from the back. Shots blocked. Swindon will build once more. And that net's still not flush on the goal line. Still not on properly on its moorings as Eddie Shaw gets up from the back. Has a shot off. Big rebound from the pads, but that doesn't matter. Gemma Davis did her job and got the stop, and she was helped out by Ravel, who will clear. And then finished off by Mila Peroni, but didn't have her legs to cross the line. It's kept inside by Ali Shaw. That's sent around and controlled over on that far side, but Becky Inker's over there once more. Picked out by Ellie Shaw. Good defending from her. Ellie Wallace. Nice control from her. Forward to Ellie Shaw once again. Peroni dumps in. Sent around the boards, and then Emily Benson. Joyce Scott Russell. Forward towards Emma Como, who's looking to break out, but well read by Becky York. But then Katie Reid comes in and helps Como and releases her for second half. She went for a return pass, but Reid was heading back to the bench, and the move broke down. But it was a good play that by Swindon Topcats. Nice interchange of passing between Reid and Como. Drazy's shots blocked. On that far side, Joy Scott Russell with a nice pass out wide to Ellie Wallace. Wallace gets a shot off, it's deflected and just wide. I think it was Emily Benson who did enough just to redirect that away. Oh, that one pings off the pipes. Swindon going close there with a minute to go in this second period. They're really starting to turn the screw here, and they need to. They need to try and get back on level terms. They drive forward again. Maybe one last push before the buzzer. Amelia Williams gets a shot off, tried to go short side, but flashes away. Drazy comes across. Well defended by her. Really strong defending by the youngster. Carries it forward, but good work by Becky Osman once again. Stretch pass to try and release Mila Peroni. She splits the D. Can she get a shot off? No, it's away. And then the pad save by Marley Easton. With 20 seconds left in the period, Lily Endicott trying to release the puck out the zone. But Becky Osman, who is having one of the best games I've ever seen from her, and it's going to be another penalty on the Topcats. Osman shoots, but is blocked and saved by Marley Easton. 7 seconds to go then. And we're going to get a replay of that chance coming up then. The one that hit the post. Crazy just getting out the way there of Lily Endicott, who switches the play over. What a shot that was. It rode up and hit the front of the crossbar and possibly even underneath, but went bar down but not bar in. And Miley Drazy frustrated. She's going to go in the box. It'll only be for 7 seconds.
Swindon Topcats number 79, Miley Drazy.
So, presumably, if Swindon can hold out for 7 seconds, then they will start the power play Bristol on a fresh sheet of ice. The Zamboni driver is waiting, so a reminder that there will be a 15-minute break at the conclusion of this period. We're back underway then. Shot comes in, big save by Marley, rebound. Buzzer's gone. I thought it had gone in for a second, but the buzzer's gone. So that will do it then, and we're just going to get a quick replay of that. Save comes in, big rebound. then pushed away. I think it was under Marley's pads and then it came loose, but the buzzer had gone. We'll take a short break, be back with you in 15 minutes time, so please don't go anywhere. Welcome back for the third period of this Division 1 final between the Bristol Huskies and the Swindon Topcats. Bristol will start the period with a 1 minute 54 power play. They'll be making use of that fresh ice surface. So we will have the puck drop then when we're back underway. And it's Ellie Shaw trying to carry through, but it was a nice poke check by Becky Osman. Osman winds one up from the high slot, but lashed at it and it was high, hit the plexi. That one's cleared by the Topcats, well sorry, by the Huskies as the Topcats had entered the zone. So they're doing a good job so far of just trying to spend as much time in the offensive zone as possible. Mila Peroni will chase that one down. And now they'll counter with Amelia Williams. Ellie Wallace dangles past both Mila Peroni and Ellen Pereira-Mori, and again, lovely little pirouette that one. Becky Inca striding forward, puck getting caught under the official's feet there, but they will continue. Pereira-Mori switching the play out wide. Ellie Shaw will come across. And Osman sets it up through the crease. Inca on the far side, rings it around the boards. And Osman is out of her reach this time, but Ellie Shaw will carry out. Shaw once again. And that will kill off the penalty then. So Miley Drazy back into the action. As Ellie Wallace will enter the zone. It's a shot off, but blocked well by Emily Benson. Pereira-Mori will enter on this left wing side. Becky York shooting from distance over on that far side will be the Swindon Topcats. Ellie Wallace looking to work down that flank in advance, but Bristol doing a good job of clogging up the neutral zone there, preventing the entry in, and now Drazy will get the shot off, but it will be covered up by Gemma Davis. So about 2.5 minutes played then at the start of the period, and we're going to face off inside the Huskies zone. So Swindon will be pleased just to get that penalty kill out of the way. I'm sure they're still chasing the game. They're the team that's a goal behind. They are the reigning playoff champions for Division 1. Wallace, Leah Wallace I should say, floats that one into the corner. Katie Reid was the intended target, but Bristol able to carry out on this near side. Benson, Joyce Scott Russell, I think just losing her feet there and going into the back of her, but purely accidental that one. I think she came off just as worse as the Bristol player, to be fair. 3 minutes in then, and Bristol with an offensive zone face-off. So Jess Jones will take the draw against Katie Reid. Forces Marley Easton into the save. Go again with both teams using the opportunity to change their lines. Carried out by Amelia Williams. She loves to drive forward. Can play forward as well. She has done in previous games in the past. Controlled on the blue line by Drazy, who will clear, put under a bit of pressure there by Evie Corson. So I think this is her first shift of the game. Needed a bit of a rest after playing in that under-16 semi-final. Shot from Drazy. She was up on one foot there, off balance, but that one pops up off the glove of, I think it was off Paige Green. It was certainly off a Huskies player, almost going into the top corner there. Amelia Williams at centre red. Centre around the boards once more. Be collected on that far side. Ellie Wallace went to turn one way, then turn back the other. It was almost like a Cruyff turn there. Cuts across the slot, hipping the pipes. That's her go-to move. That's how she got her first goal in the game. This one cannons back off the pipes. Leah Wallace works it back to Joyce Scott-Russell. Her shot is deflected up off Becky Inker into the corner and cleared. Will come out to Evie Corson, who she'll send that one in on goal and force Marley Easton into saving it. But a quick rebound sees the Topcats advance, and Ellie Shaw is up from the back, getting in behind, causing a nuisance of herself, which is what she needs to do. Still on the puck, back to Leah Wallace, who winds one up. It's blocked by Mila Peroni, who's going to advance now. Shaw does a good job of coming across, and then the puck deflected and bobbled its way to Marley Easton. Those ones can be awkward sometimes. We see here the skills of Ellie Wallace. Look at this. What a joy it is to watch her play. Cuts across from a high slot and bang, back off the pipes. Did everything right there. Had Gemma Davis beaten for a second time of the game. Only this time it comes back off that far post. Peroni fires. Marley will cover up. Don't think she appreciated Ellen Pereira-Murray closing in on her at that moment. Peroni on this left wing side is going to close in on the Topcats with the forecheck. She's so good at that, using her pace to good effect. Puck battle up along these near boards. It will come loose now for Emily Benson. Now Leah Wallace. Katie Reid puts in behind Jess Jones. Well, back to Joyce Scott-Russell, who shoots. Rebound and another save. Good block there by the defender. I think it was actually Peroni who got back there to help out, was it? Or was it Jess Jones? I couldn't quite see the numbers. I think it was Jess Jones. But that was a big moment because Swindon are really in the ascendancy right now. They're generating the scoring opportunities, the shooting chances. And we'll get a replay of that. Katie Reid goes into the corner. Emily Benson gets there first. And then just whiffs on the clearance. Reid helping it back to Joyce Scott-Russell, who had the first chance. The rebound tried to be put home by Emma Comer. And again, great double block by Jess Jones, who is a former teammate of those two. Breakout, and that one shot just wide of the post. Carried in by Natalia Rolden-Merck. Back it comes, she'll get another shot off. Still with Bristol though, as they're having to carry out, put under so much pressure deep in their zone. Marty Drazy will chase this one down. Swindon looking to carry out then. Still with Miley Drazy. Well defended by Matilda Ravel, who stood her up nicely, forced her to commit and go wide. Still with Drazy. As they collide into the barriers, but they continue to battle for a puck. Over that far side, Becky Inker it was, getting forward, unleashing a fiercely driven effort. That was a long time that Marley had that puck in her glove. No whistle, but she was allowed to fling it out behind her and it came back underway. But that was generous use of time by the officials, but I'm pleased about. Just keep the game flowing, much better than having a stop-start session with more face-offs. Ellie Wallace doing a good job battling there with Ravel. It continues along the boards behind the back of the net. And Makoma trying to force the turnover. Mila Peroni. Almost breaking out there, but Swindon again, it's this line of Joy Scott-Russell, Katie Reid and Emma Coma working so hard right now, taking that pressure off that top scoring line of Endicott, Wallace and Rolden-Merck, and their energy on the forecheck is very much what the Topcats need right now. So face off over on the far side, Lily Endicott with the draw. Work back, or just bounces over a stick there of Amelia Williams, who has to check back with Ellen Pereira-Murray pushing out. So it's clear, Williams will gather in the neutral zone, worked over to Marty Drazy, who shoots, and again, having a few good efforts actually, but then put in a bit of a spin there. She collides, I think, with Emily Benson. Just getting tangled up a bit. That one's flicked away. Amelia Williams will gather and ties her up along the boards. This is good work by Bristol. Don't necessarily need to have the puck right now, but if they can tie up their opponents and make sure they can't even play it out, it puts up the corner way as far away as it can be from their own net. That's perfect, because it's just killing off the clock. It's Swindon's time that's getting wasted in terms of they're chasing the game. Bristol can hold on to their lead. A nice pass forward to Lily Endicott, who will chase down. Wallace again in the corner, those two linking up so well together. And one of the two great goal-scoring double acts in the Women's League. That one to be covered up by Marley. Controlled by Endicott off these right-wing boards. He picks out Ellie Wallace. Rides one challenge from Paige Breen, but then couldn't get past Becky Osman. I think Jess Jones did a job there as well. On that far side. Stretch pass. Tipped out. Nice little layoff by Katie Reid. Just put it into a path for Joy Scott-Russell, but Ellen Pereira-Mori gets there first. And he's able to break the play up. Still in the offensive zone though, and Joy Scott-Russell once more working tirelessly down this right wing side. Pereira-Mori defending though, shielding the puck. And picking out Aniko Gall, but Scott-Russell has to check back, almost getting it back under control. They have to be so careful of this fast breakout by Bristol. Time ticking on though, and time running out for Swindon if they are to hold on to their playoff crown. Oh, turnover. Endicott shoots, big rebound. But Gemma Davis has been an outstanding form, and she scored, my word! Lily Endicott. What a goal, and that brings her side back level. An absolute laser beam from Lily Endicott. And if you need a goal late in a game, that is the player you want on your team. We'll get a replay of it here. Lily at the hash mark shot. Good save, got the rebound. At that point, she's going nowhere. Bristol have done their job, but she cycles back round and shoots. How on earth did she get a shot off from there? Defender and goalie had it covered. There was a puck-sized hole above on the top shelf on the glove side, and she found it. Lily Endicott doing Lily Endicott things. What a goal. And that will reinvigorate her side, there's no doubt about that.
2 for the Swindon Topcats, scored by number 41, Lily Endicott.
Confirmation of Lily Endicott's goal then. Emma Comer gets an assist on the play. Good for her. She's deserved that. She's played well over the weekend, but particularly in this game today. Her work rate has been phenomenal. Natalia Roldan-Merck gets clattered as she releases the puck, but you'd expect that late in the game. Both sides fully committed. Ellie Shaw is the momentum with Swindon now. They've not eased off since getting that equaliser there. Going try and find a winner here. They don't want it to go into overtime. Oh, a possible shootout. Endicott again, who lets fly from distance. Collects off the left wing side. Shot comes in, deflects up off the Bristol stick. I think it was off Paige Breen. The amount of shots she's blocked over this tournament has been phenomenal. Be it a foot, a skate, a blade, a stick, any other body part you care to mention. But she has done her job and then some. There we see the Swindon Topcats. Oh no, sorry, that's the Bristol Huskies. Oh, my apologies. They look pretty similar from here, but that is the Huskies. Topcats on the other side. Both similar colours, actually, to be fair, as we head into the corner. But Gemma Davis, who's looked virtually unbeatable all tournament, yet the 2 goals that she has let in, well, one come off a fiercely driven effort from Ellie Wallace, which she stopped, but the puck had too much power and crept over the line. And then Lily Endicott put in a puck where no goalie can ever stop with an Exocet missile. Goalies always say they want one back, regardless of how impossible it is to stop, but she really couldn't have stopped either of those, really. Over on that far side, into the corner, Pereira-Mori it is, who's working hard down that right wing side. Forward to Jess Jones, it comes off a stray stick. I'm not quite sure whose it is, I think it's Marley Drazy's actually. She's the one playing on without it. Shot through traffic, Marley turns it aside. Cleared only as far as Amelia Williams though, but then Bristol now, they've had a lot of, that's going to be a penalty. I guess they've had a lot of time having to soak up that pressure either side of a Swindon goal. Now they're going to go on the power play after they advance forward. 4:56 to go then in regulation time. A reminder is if we are tied at the end of it, we will have a 5-minute overtime period, and if we're still tied, we go into a shootout. Emma Comer will serve a penalty then. Timeout called by Swindon. And I mean, I suppose they would have to really, giving up a power play opportunity to Bristol this late in the game. Gareth Endicott will be talking, I'm sure, saying that we've worked hard to get back into this. Don't throw it away now. Final 5 minutes, just do the simple things right, kill it off. And there'll still be just under 3 minutes to go to try and find a winner. If we have to take it to OT, we can, but I'd imagine it's words to that effect. It's been such a close game throughout that nothing really much has separated them. You'd have to say as well, from Swindon's point of view, they'll be disappointed with the 2 goals that went in. Couldn't really do much about them, but both coming off deflections off their own defenders, or redirects off their own defenders. The only clean shot, you could say, was that Lily Endicott one, because Ellie Wallace's one was stopped by Gemma, but it was that powerful that it still crept over. But the only one that actually went cleanly into the net was the equalising goal from Lily Endicott just a few minutes ago. But such are the margins at this level. It's not just about winning playoff final and the trophy that goes with it. Big save, big double save by Marley. It's also about the promotion shot as well. Shot from the high slot, comes through, big rebound. Osman fans on it, but gets something on it, and Bristol score. And he's at the winner. It's come so late. Frustration there. Amelia Williams just launches a puck away. That is going to be so tough to take. If that proves to be the winner, Bristol using hardly any time off that power play. We'll get a replay of the shot here. I didn't get a good look at it first time round. It's worked back. Becky Osmond, who's been outstanding in this game, setting up the play to a high slot. Shot comes through, big rebound off a defender, comes in. Osmond again. Does that come off another skate? It wasn't kicked in, certainly. I think it came off a Bristol skate this time, but it would be a good goal regardless. It didn't come off a skate. It was planted at the time, but they've used now Amelia Williams as a forward. Marley drays it from the back. Big save, toe save there from Gemma, who will hold on. But they've put her back on the top line with Lily Endicott and Ellie Wallace. So that's a real power forward line if ever there was one. Endicott works it back to Wallace, Leah Wallace, I should say. Under the cross, poked away by Pereira Mori. 4:14 to go. Doesn't look like we'll need overtime to settle it. Bristol back in the lead. They've led for the vast majority of the game, really. But Swindon have created a lot of chances, probably more so, but then that was a story yesterday. Bristol were outshot by Caledonia. They didn't care about that. They had the win. And that's what it's about, winning. Pereira Mori shoots just wide of the net. They will be the one right now who gets a shot at promotion tomorrow against the Kingston Diamonds. Perhaps they will be the team that Kingston will fear the most. Who knows? Drazy, shot comes in, blocker save. Rebound wouldn't falter on her backhand. And then Amelia Williams with a shot, and it pinged off the pipes, I think, and then bounced off a Bristol player and almost looped in. Bounces going in the Huskies' favour right now. Williams, who has to drop back into a defensive position to cover it off, will re-enter the zone on this near side. Cuts between two players, rides a challenge, gets a shot off, it's loose, rebound covered up by Gemma Davis, so puck stopping up against her pad, and she is able to cover that one up with the glove. We'll get a replay here. Miley Drazy striding forward here, 3:02 remaining in the game. That one pops up off the blocker and then just agonisingly out of her reach. And then Williams with the effort. Oh, it comes off the shoulder first before the post. and then bounces off Emily Benson. And again, that could have looped in anywhere. The sort of game we've had and the crazy rebounds off defenders. It wouldn't have surprised you if that had gone in. Comer driving towards the net. Over on the far side, working so hard now to try and get back level for a third time in this game. Clear. Comer does well to keep it inside the zone. Now Roldan Merku lets fly. That's going to be gloved by Gemma Davis, but Swindon will get the opportunity to set up in the offensive zone with a face-off. .40 to go. Lily Endicott will take the draw. She has Ellie Wallace behind her, but Bristol will control it in the corner with Becky Inker. Shot from Leah Wallace, deflects up, might have come off Inker on the way through. Either way, it's with Amelia Williams on the left wing side. Cuts back off one challenge, rides another, gets a shot off, shot through just past the post. 2:22 to go. Time winding down. Leah Wallace fans on it, but she'll get another go at it. Advances down the slot, fires. Lost sight of a putt there. It's underneath someone's skates and it comes clear, and eventually Bristol will clear a zone. Leah Wallace will drop back over onto the far side. Rita Peroni doing a good job on the forecheck there. Ellie Wallace will carry over on that far side and will advance. Needs a passing option here, but she's taking a couple of Bristol players with her. Gloved by Lily Endicott. Again, she tried to feed it towards Amelia Williams. Ellie Shaw now. Miley Drazy. These five won't be spending much time off the ice in the next 90 seconds or so. Ellie Shaw. Puck just getting away from her stick there, but you can see the desperation now from Swindon. Bristol doing a good job of holding their shape and forcing Swindon to work hard for it. They're not going to give up any cheap goals right now. Pass through the slot even from it. Endicott trying to find Williams. It's worked back to Ellie Shaw. Now to Miley Drazy. Will she let fly? She will. It's blocked well though by Becky Inker inside the final minute of the game. Lily Endicott. Back to Shaw. To Drazy now. Drazy shoots, it hits Ellie Wallace high up. Gemma Davis, like the proverbial brick wall all weekend. It's going to take some shot to beat her. As we saw before, it had to be from Lily Endicott, but doesn't look like they're going to get another opportunity now as Bristol will clear that one and away by Amelia Peroni. Swindon have pulled goalie Marley Easton for the extra attacker. That's going to be icing on the Huskies with 21 seconds left. It will give Swindon another chance with an offensive zone face-off. It's all or nothing right now, as it appears as though Huskies might have called a timeout, have they? No. There was a bit of a delay. I thought they might have called a timeout. Lily Endicott is waiting to take the face-off. She's talking to the players where she wants people lined up. They've got Joy Scott Russell as the additional player, the extra forward, the fourth forward, to join that five-player unit that's been out there for most of these final 2 minutes. Drazy. Tried to go short side, come off the pipes. 11 seconds to go. Bristol are going to win it. Peroni pushes out. There's an empty net. Oh, just wide, but it won't matter with 4 seconds to go. 2-1. Bristol are the playoff champions, and they will have a shot at promotion tomorrow when they face the Kingston Diamonds. Such hard luck on Swindon. They played their part in what was one of the all-time classic finals here. But is this Bristol's year? Well, they've won the league in the South this year and they've won the playoffs. Can they make it a three-peat, a triple, by gaining promotion? We will get the post-game handshakes coming up now.
Ladies and gentlemen, for us, what a playoff final we have.
But what a game.
Let's hear it for both of the teams. It's commiserations and well played to the Swindon Topcats.
Swindon Topcats, having had their huddle, will now meet the Bristol Huskies at mid-ice for the handshakes. So many of these players know each other so well. Well, in terms of player of the game, for Bristol, that's a tough one because so many performed so well. You'd have to say goalie Gemma Davis once more faced a barrage of shots and came up big on so many occasions. The 2 goals that did beat her, you can't blame her for. They were unstoppable really for one reason or another. I thought Becky Inker was a rock at the back, but for me, player of the game would probably be Becky Osman. She led her team forward. She was a true leader in every sense of the word. And for me, she would get my vote of player of the game. As for Swindon, it was just not their day. So many bounces went against them. All 3 goals coming off deflections off players or redirects. Marley had nothing she could really do about them. In terms of best player, you probably have to go with one of the 2 goal scorers, either Ellie Wallace or Lily Endicott, not because of the goals, but just for their skill on and off the puck. The pair of them never gave up all game. So we shall see, but either way, we've been treated to a great 60 minutes of hockey there, and we shall stay on air to see the post-game ceremony and presentation.
So we have our presentations coming up in a moment's time.
So we are talking about that, about when the presentation will start.
Will be presenting the All-Star Trophy.
I'm not sure if we are going to get an ice cut between this game and the start of the Division 2 final. Ideally you would hope they would have one, but I suspect they won't. But as I say, we shall see what happens now then with the MVP awards. But a chance to take stock really of what's happened. There'll be mixed emotions, I'm sure, out on that ice right now from either side. Swindon, though, they played their part in what was a classic game, but they'll be frustrated that things didn't go their way, I'm sure. As for Bristol, this is a great moment for them. They swept all before them 3 years ago as they got promoted to the Elite League. They had a tough first crack at it where they lost every single game and was relegated after a loss to Whitley Bay in that promotion relegation game. Last year, had to find their feet again. It was, couldn't quite call it a rebuild, but they had to regroup, certainly. They weren't far off, but this year they have been the team to beat, and they've proven that with that win today, just now, that we have seen. Faye Andrews is there with the trophy, the playoff trophy. We will get the All-Star Awards as well, of course.
Of our many presentations after this Division 1 playoff game, we start with the MVPs.
So the player MVPs, or player of the games for this game. Miley Drazy, well, that's a good shout actually, yeah, because she was fantastic, particularly driving forward, not just the defensive plays she made, but she was really strong, getting forward, trying to lead the rush, trying to spark the offense at every opportunity, and it was a good performance from Miley.
And for the Bristol Huskies,
and for Bristol,
it goes to number 96, Gemma
Davis. Well, there was arguments that she could and should have won it yesterday for player of the game. She's got it today. She might not have got the shutout today, but she saved just as many shots, and as I say, the 2 goals that went in, she could not be blamed for that at all. And it has been just a great performance from her all round in this tournament. She will be certainly in contention for All-Star goalie as well, which will be coming up next, and then we will end with the presentation. So we have now Faye Andrews with an announcement.
Thanks everybody for a great Division 1 final. Not often we get a derby win from Sheffield. Congratulations to Bristol for the win. So to present the Division 1 All-Stars, this has been voted for by our media team who have been impartial and watched and commentated on every single game this weekend. We're going to start with our All-Star Division 1 best netminder for 2025. It's Gemma Davies.
So, all-star goalie is Gemma Davies. I don't think there's any great surprise about that at all. I don't think anyone can argue about it.
Wait until you got back over there. For our All-Star Division 1 Best Defence
Now defender.
2025, Becky Inker.
Becky Inker. And again, she has been outstanding across the 2 games. She didn't let anything past her all game. The proverbial rock at the back.
2025 Best Forward All-Star is Ellie Wallace.
And Swindon do take something home then. Ellie Wallace, very deserved all-star forward. So congratulations to all 3. Those are your Division 1 All-Stars.
Well done to all our teams and our All-Stars.
And that was, say, it's balanced about right. You have 2 players from Bristol and 1 for Swindon as well. Now we will get the playoff presentation for Bristol. Swindon heading back off the ice. Understandably, they are dejected. A lot of them girls have now got to get themselves back up for an elite final in a couple of hours' time.
Number 5, Sophie Benson.
So Sophie Benson, who's the backup goalie, she played for the Puppies in the game prior to this one and had a great game. So you can see how stacked Bristol are for goalies.
13, Paige Green.
So they will run through all the players with all the
18, Molly Lehman.
awards right now, the medals, the caps, the pink caps now. They had, well, sort of a magenta colour. They had the black ones for the league winning team. They've got them the pink magenta colour now for the playoffs.
42, Matilda Rebel. 51, Mackenzie Kelly. 53, Emily Benson. 55, Becky Inker. 76, Jess Jones. 77, Katie Edgington.
We will stay on air for the trophy presentation, and then there'll be a very quick break before we start the Division 2 final.
And we need to ask back number 77, Katie Edgington.
Katie Edgington, who is the Bristol captain, she will come across then and be presented with the trophy, which she will then carry out to her teammates, as is tradition. I'm sure you know the drill by now.
25, Division 1, playoff champions of the WNIHL.
So Katie Edgington has the trophy. She goes to her teammates. Congratulations to the Bristol Huskies then, who are Division 1 champions, playoff champions for 2024-2025, and will they make it the triple by winning tomorrow against Kingston and earning promotion? They take it over to the fans, the trophy. Katie Edgington celebrating with the travelling army of fans. Some of them are from their Puppies team, which she coaches. Well, good luck to them tomorrow. We can watch that game with you tomorrow morning, where they face the Kingston Diamonds for a shot at who will be in the Elite League next year. We're going to take a short break. We'll leave you with these pictures in the background. We'll see you all shortly.